No, I want to talk a little bit about Pinterest, and I know that this is probably one that not many of you are familiar with at this point, and that's totally okay. I think I started adding it last year when I realized that even though Pinterest had 1/50th of the user base that Twitter has, they were driving every bit as much traffic. So if you're looking at, for example, Facebook, which drives, what, 20% of online web traffic, which is insane. Twitter was driving about 3.5%. Pinterest, with 500 million users. With 10.4 million users, Pinterest was driving the same amount of traffic. So when you think about it through that perspective, exponentially, the amount of traffic that Pinterest can drive, which is clicks to a website, can surpass Facebook. The back end of Pinterest, the search function on Pinterest, is completely not matched anywhere else on the internet, even by Google. It is amazing what you can find. So I think structurally there's incredible potential there. There's a lot that has to be explored. It's a new platform. It's something that people aren't familiar with and haven't very well last time. Was boiling down important policy discussions to a stupid infographic that said vote with your lady parts or whatever it was. Yes. And it was shared a bajillion times. And that is what Pinterest can offer. Stuff can go viral so quickly, it reaches so many people, and it can send them directly back to another website by clicking on a picture. So, think about it through that perspective, the amount of people that you can reach. The amount of time, as we addressed earlier, spent on Pinterest versus Facebook. Facebook was roughly 12 minutes. Pinterest was an hour and 15 minutes a day. Because when people get on Pinterest, they get completely lost in Pinterest. That's a good thing for people that are trying to push a message on Pinterest. It's the first network dominated by women, 79% women now. Like I said, those are the people that we need to reach. My friend Kelly Maher did an amazing project called the $100, I think it's $100 project. And basically what they did, they put together videos and pictures of how much people could buy for $100 every year. So basically tracking how much it has cost, how much the cost has increased on things like groceries, on things that women buy. From a marketing and campaign perspective, being able to reach an audience that is very dominated by women, with things, women in traditional households do roughly 80% of the purchasing. They're the ones buying the food, they're the ones buying and making those decisions on the household level. You can reach those women with these graphics. This is my hard sell for Pinterest, and this is why I think it's so incredibly important that we start paying attention to it. So that you have to reach that demographic, and this is where they are. It's a visual search, so when you log into Pinterest, it looks like this. This is my profile, and these are all the boards I've set up. Everything is image driven. You have to have a picture. And so I can see exactly what I'm clicking on. Now, yes, a lot of this is food, home, makeup, photography, kids stuff. This is tech stuff. This stuff is great. However, we've also done things like Guides to Write Online. This was something that Write Online did last year before their conference, where they posted things like packing tips, periodic table of the social media world, little infographics, things like that. Those are incredibly useful for conference attendees, for people that are going there. Find interesting ways to use it. If you're a campaign, think progress. This was brilliant. It was like the first Pinterest attack ad, was they actually put together a board and pinned pictures of all of the hotels that the Romney campaign had stayed at. And they're all these swanky resorts and stuff. If you're trying to paint somebody as a billionaire who's completely out of touch with you, post pictures of fancy resorts that they're staying at everywhere they go. It was an amazing message, and it was all visual. You could look at a page that looked like this and see photos of all these resorts that the Romney campaign was staying at on money that Republicans were donating to that campaign. So there's so much that can be done here. What I love about it is that the click-through rate is insane. So if you're trying to get people to go back and look at something, they can see, like if I click on this, I click on that picture, it takes me directly to a website. It doesn't stay with Facebook, stays very much within Facebook. Pinterest, I can see it, oh, I want to make that bigger. I'm automatically going into that website. This is exactly what InMotion Hosting wants me to do, is go to that site. So that stuff is really cool. The mechanics of Pinterest are very simple. Anywhere I am on the internet, so let's say I've opened up this. If I want to pin this article, there's a pin it thing that I add when I set up for Pinterest. And it pulls, these are all the images that are on that page. I select what image I want. I want the Mark Zuckerberg one, and pin it. I don't even have to go to Pinterest. I can pin it directly from my browser. So I think that ultimately it's changing the way that search is done, because it is so visual, because people are looking by photo as opposed to by links. If you do a Google search, it's pages and pages of text and links, and you have to click on it to see what you want. Within Pinterest, the fact that it is so visual, the fact that it is driven by pictures, is something that very much appeals to people. It's retaining and engaging users as much as through text as efficiently as Twitter was. Basically what that means is that a lot of people sign up for Twitter and walk away and don't pay attention to it ever again. People sign up for Pinterest and get addicted and spend an hour a day.
Was this where some of the stuff you see on Facebook, ads and stuff, are picking it up?
I mean, people share stuff on both Facebook and Pinterest and stuff. Yes.
How much do you add to your monthly phone bill for usage? Pretty much average usage, whatever that is.
May I have your attention, please? Due to inclement weather, the library will close at 3 o'clock.
All right.
If you have items to check out, please do so.
All right.
Thank you.
We're closing at 3, it's 2:45, let me power through for 10 more minutes, and then we'll wrap up and go. Does that sound good?
I'm gonna pack while you do it because I gotta.
Go for it.
Okay.
Go for it. So that's my Pinterest pitch. Briefly, YouTube. YouTube, people don't realize, is the second largest search engine behind Google. If it didn't happen on video, it didn't happen. So what this means is, first of all, you need to be posting video and capturing video and putting that stuff out there. If you have a smartphone, you can post video. They get 4 billion page views a day. 4 billion page views a day. That is so many people. And people, the first thing they're going to do if they have a story about a candidate or an elected official or somebody that said something stupid is go to YouTube to try to find it on video. Because if it did not happen on video, it didn't happen. So, embrace YouTube. Think of it as a network and post stuff there. Don't go through, a lot of people try to post on different platforms. Use YouTube. Use YouTube. Google Plus has some incredible features. It's gotten a bad rap, and a lot of people don't necessarily use it. However, their best feature is the Google Hangout. It is free video chat, and it is incredibly simple to use. And not only can you video chat with anybody that has a camera on their computer, you can also stream it directly to YouTube. So if you're looking to broadcast, Google is connected to YouTube because they own it. So there's seamless integration there, and you go in, I don't want to get too into the weeds on it, but it's very simple to do to connect it. All you have to do is log into your YouTube account and authorize streaming. And then when you're in Google Plus, you check a box that says broadcast and click start Hangout, and it's broadcasting to your YouTube, and then it's saved there and people can watch it whenever they want. So as far as embedding a live stream, all of that, it's as simple as embedding a YouTube video. It gives you all the free code, everything. It is absolutely a brilliant tool. Yes?
And it now has a YouTube feature where you can watch YouTube videos together.
Yeah, it has a YouTube feature. It has a Google Docs feature, so you can share a document with people while you're hanging out. It has a share your screen feature, so if I wanted to show somebody something I was doing on my screen, all I have to do is click screen share. It is all seamless within the Google Hangout. If you're working with people across the state or in different areas, or even if it's a snowy day and you don't want to go somewhere, it is absolutely an amazing tool. And if you're trying to broadcast things, it's the easiest way to live stream. Also, Google is tied to Google Plus. So what that means is when you post links from blog or from a website onto Google Plus, it's going to bump up the Google rank. If you post it directly to Google Plus, it will hit the Google ether about 30 minutes faster than a regular link. So just think about that when you're thinking about posting things. Even if you don't necessarily use Google Plus, posting things on Google Plus bumps up that SEO and really does help drive traffic.
How about Google Chrome? Is it better to use it on there? Does that make any difference?
I don't think it matters. I mean, I use it on Firefox and Chrome. So, but I mean, it really is an amazing tool. It's beautiful. A lot of people don't use it, but I think that the Hangout feature and the fact that it bumps up your SEO is enough reason to not completely write it off and think about it. How do you do it well? These are some basic tips on social media. Understand the value of it, invest in it, spend time on it. It's worth it to spend an afternoon setting this stuff up and clicking through and navigating stuff. It really is. And once you've spent the time to set it up, please just, once you've spent the time to set it up, your work is done. Then it's just part, don't think of it as another obstacle. You can't think of it as another thing to do. You have to think of it as another tool. Obviously, you're here. You're working on things, you're passionate, you care, and you have a mission. This is just part of that work. These are more tools that you can use to be more successful in that mission. Treat it as a two-way conversation. It's not just a way to broadcast your content. You have to respond to people, you have to engage with people, and you have to ask them questions and reply to things. If you don't, people are not going to be interested in what you're saying.
All public computers will
It's a
shut down
relationship.
in 5 minutes.
Be consistent. Don't log in once a week and think that's enough. You have to be present, not necessarily all the time, but even once or twice a day, posting once on Facebook, posting a few times on Twitter, staying active and letting people know that you're there is really going to help grow your presence. If it's completely overwhelming because we've talked about so much and you're completely terrified by it, pick a platform and learn it.